Good morning and welcome to Thought of the Day. This week we're thinking about patience and we're going to be exploring lots of different ways that you can be patient and why patience is important. And today we're thinking about being patient with the circumstances or being patient with what's going on around us. Now, being patient means that sometimes you have to wait for something and you have to hold out for things to happen, and not everything happens just like that. I wonder if you can think of a time when you've had to be patient. Sometimes things that appear simple take a long time to perfect and to make. I'm going to show you a little clip of Wallace and Gromit and the making of Wallace and Gromit, so that they can explain just how long it takes something that looks really simple, but how complex that is and how much patience has to be shown.
Hello, welcome to Aardman. This is where we're making our film.
I think it's a great marriage for Wallace and Gromit and the National Trust to get together like this because they're both very British institutions. It's a great privilege, and a great honour for Wallace and Gromit to be chosen to be involved in all the things British this year because they are often described as a British institution.
Animation production is a very complex thing. We can't just pile in and animate straight away. We have to know that what we're going to create is going to work. So we take the script and we create a storyboard, a graphic representation, a little bit like a comic strip of the action and the story. And we will then put that into an edit suite, put some temporary sound on it, and it gives us a very sketchy but representative version of our finished film. And from that, the director of photography, the set builders, the puppet makers, everybody will look at what they need to do based on the storyboard. That then leads us up into the production where we get the sets built. We start bringing the puppets in, we start lighting the set, we start making it feel like the wonderful world which you will finally see on the big screen. And it's only in that final week into production that all of the different pieces start coming together and you start to get a feel for the final project. Everything in Wallace and Gromit's world is handmade, and that includes the sets, like the one I'm sat on now, the puppets. Everything you see has been made by somebody, and I think that's one of the key things about what we do and how we make things, is that they're handcrafted. We try not to let anything go to waste. So some of the items that you see in the films have been recycled, but most films have a bespoke element. For example, the grounds that I'm sitting in now are all built for this shoot, and it's because the camera angle is a camera angle we've never seen before. So for a production of this size, we're making approximately 1 minute of animation. The run-up in preparation to shooting was about 6 weeks. It sounds like a lot of time, but really when everything has to be brought together and made specifically for the shoot, it's actually not that much time at all.
So in that clip, it showed us that the creators of Wallace and Gromit had to wait to make 1 minute of film. It took them 6 weeks. What an incredible amount of patience that they had to show. In the Bible, Noah had to be incredibly patient. He was asked to build an ark, a huge boat, where he was locked on it and he had to stay on there with his family and 2 of every kind of animal. And in Genesis chapter 8, verses 6 to 13, it said, after 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the ark and sent a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water dried up from the earth. Then he sent a dove out to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove could find nowhere to perch because there was water all over the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove back into the ark. He waited 7 more days and sent out the dove again. The dove returned to him that evening. There, in its beak, was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again, but this time it did not return to him. By the first day of the month of Noah's 630th first year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. So Noah had to show incredible patience with his family, with the animals. You might want to spend some time now saying a prayer to ask if you could be more patient with others or being patient with the changes in the lockdown situation. Have a wonderful day, and I shall see you very soon.